Overcoming attachment issues. Embracing the journey toward healthy relationships. Understanding attachment issues. Attachment issues are a common struggle, particularly for those who have experienced emotional wounds or unstable relationships in their past. These issues can manifest as a deep-seated fear of intimacy and a resistance to forming close, committed relationships, such as getting engaged or married. For younger individuals, these fears can be overwhelming, often leading to a cycle of avoidance and isolation. However, understanding the roots of these fears and actively working to overcome them can open the door to fulfilling and healthy relationships. The roots of attachment issues. Attachment theory, first developed by psychologist John Bowlby, suggests that our earliest interactions with caregivers shape our ability to form secure attachments later in life. Those who experience neglect, inconsistency, or trauma in childhood may develop attachment styles that are anxious, avoidant, or disorganized. Dr. Amar Levine, a psychiatrist and neuroscientist, explains, "Our attachment style is shaped and developed in early childhood in response to our relationships with our earliest caregivers. It can influence the way we relate to others, especially in close relationships. These attachment styles can lead to difficulties in trusting others, fears of abandonment, or an overwhelming need for independence that prevents deeper connections." The fear of commitment, why it happens. The fear of commitment often stems from an underlying belief that close relationships will inevitably lead to pain or loss. This belief may be reinforced by past experiences of betrayal, rejection, or heartbreak. Dr. Sue Johnson, a clinical psychologist and developer of emotionally focused therapy, EFT, emphasizes the impact of these experiences, stating, "When people are hurt in relationships, they often develop a fear of vulnerability. They might build walls to protect themselves, but these walls also keep out the possibility of love and connection." For young people, the fear of commitment can be particularly intense, as they are still forming their identity and navigating the complexities of adult relationships. The prospect of marriage or long-term partnership may seem daunting, as it represents a significant shift in one's life and identity. However, it is essential to recognize that these fears are not insurmountable. Taking the first steps toward healing. The journey toward overcoming attachment issues begins with self-awareness and a willingness to confront the underlying fears. Acknowledging that these fears are a natural response to past experiences can help reduce the shame or guilt that often accompanies them. Dr. Levine suggests, "The first step in changing your attachment style is understanding it. Once you know your triggers and patterns, you can start to take steps to address them." Therapy can be an invaluable tool in this process, offering a safe space to explore these fears and develop healthier patterns of attachment. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and emotionally focused therapy, EFT, are particularly effective in helping individuals reframe their thoughts and build stronger, more secure relationships. Working with a therapist can also provide guidance on how to navigate the challenges of intimacy and commitment in a way that feels safe and manageable. Building trust in relationships. Building trust is a crucial aspect of overcoming attachment issues. Trust is not something that happens overnight. It is cultivated over time through consistent, positive interactions. Dr. Johnson emphasizes the importance of emotional safety in relationships, noting, "Emotional safety is the foundation of a healthy relationship. When we feel safe, we can open up and be vulnerable without fear of judgment or rejection." For those with attachment issues, this may require taking small, gradual steps toward intimacy. This might involve sharing more personal thoughts and feelings, relying on a partner for support, or simply spending more time together in meaningful ways. It is essential to communicate openly with a partner about these struggles, allowing them to provide reassurance and support as you work through them together. Embracing vulnerability and growth. One of the most challenging aspects of overcoming attachment issues is learning to embrace vulnerability. Vulnerability is often perceived as a weakness, but in reality, it is a strength that allows us to connect deeply with others. Dr. Brené Brown, a research professor and author, has written extensively on the power of vulnerability, stating, "Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome." Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. For young people, embracing vulnerability can be transformative. It allows for authentic connections and the possibility of experiencing love and partnership in a way that is both fulfilling and sustainable. It is important to remember that vulnerability does not mean exposing oneself to unnecessary harm, but rather being open to the possibility of growth and connection, even in the face of uncertainty. The path to healthier relationships. Overcoming attachment issues and the fear of commitment is not an easy journey, but it is one that is worth undertaking. By understanding the roots of these fears, seeking support through therapy, and gradually building trust in relationships, it is possible to move toward a more secure and fulfilling way of relating to others. As Dr. Johnson wisely notes, love is a continual process of tuning in, connecting, missing and miscommunicating, and correcting. It's a dance of connection and reconnection. For young people, this journey is particularly important, as it lays the foundation for the relationships that will shape their future. By embracing vulnerability and committing to personal growth, it is possible to create the kind of loving, secure relationships that bring joy, support, and fulfillment.